afternoon. It is Wednesday, June 30th. It's almost July. And we're doing a road trip. This is a total unplanned road trip. So, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, you know I'm a full-time eBay reseller. I have been full-time for 3 years. I've been selling on eBay since college, but I took the leap 3 years ago and quit my 9-to-5. I have a degree in accounting, and I've been working at home for the last 3 years, and I absolutely 100% love it. My husband works from home due to circumstances before he met me, and he doesn't love it as much. And every once in a while he thinks about going back to the corporate world, but I talk him out of it because I really enjoy having him home with me. We get the freedom to do spur-of-the-moment trips like this. So as you know, because of the pandemic, if you are a reseller, a lot of the estate sales you no longer go in person. If you're not familiar with estate sales, it's when like the house and all the contents are sold at once, kind of like a big old yard sale inside the house, and then all the items are marked, and usually it's open for like 3 days, and you just resellers and antique dealers and collectors just buy pretty much everything in the house. But because of the pandemic, a lot of these estate sale companies turn them into auctions, online auctions. So they take pictures of all the contents in the house and they list them on an auction, and then when the auctions are over with and you're a winner, you set a pickup time and you go pick it up. And it's not everyone at once, because before the whole pandemic, when you went to estate sales, they could get pretty crazy. They could get pretty crowded. People would just jam themselves in these houses. People would show up an hour before the estate sales started. Did I say that right? Estates? I think I said something wrong. And they'd get in line, and it just was madhouse. Robert's been with me. Don't you agree? Sometimes those estate sales were crazy. Yep. Crazy. So I kind of actually like this online format. So you bid online, even though you're going to probably pay a little more because you're doing auctions now, and before then it was like yard sale prices, like set prices. But anyway, so then when you win, you set up pickup times. And so the place that we're going, our pickup time today is at 3 p.m. And then I think, what did it say? Only 5 spots open? 3 spots open in that half-hour window. So that way there's not tons of people showing up at this house all at once. And we've done a couple other estate sales like that. I really like it. The only problem is this estate sale is 3 hours away. Well, 2.5 hours away. And so the reason...
It's going to be about 4 hours if this guy keeps going this slow. Gone.
We are stuck behind this slow guy. Going 30 and a 45. And so anyway, I am the reseller. My husband does finance stuff online, but when he's tired of looking at charts and finances, he will take a break and look at estate sales for me. It helps me out a lot. It gives him a little break from the monotony of finance, and he has a good eye. He's good at picking out stuff. He's definitely actually a lot better than me, so it really helps me out a lot when he finds some good deals of stuff for me to resell on eBay. And so, what do you call it? Like, you set up alerts for keywords?
I do keyword alerts.
He does. Oh, they're turning at this.
Where's he turning? There's no road to turn.
Yeah, well, it's like a horse farm.
Oh, it's a horse farm.
He sets up keywords alerts, and he has certain stuff that he is looking for. And so this one popped up. He didn't like what the keyword alert, whatever he was looking for, that's not what he bid on. He saw that they had a huge lot of prepper food, survivalist food, long-term storage food, whatever you call it.
And you know what's funny though is they didn't call it any of that. They called it dry food.
Dry food.
So nobody, when you see it, nobody's like searching that out.
Yeah, and that's probably the good thing when you get the best deals when the estate sale people label it wrong. So Robert estimated the value of this prepper. I'm just gonna call it prepper food. I like that term. The prepper food is like small estimate of it's probably worth $1,200, at least worth $1,200. And Robert bid it up to $200. That was the max. I think his max bid was $250, and we got it for $206. And then we have a buyer's premium. So a lot of these estate sales, when they do it online, they do the buyer's premium. I don't know. like, it's just an extra fee that they can tack on to earn an extra little money. I'm just used to it. The first time you buy online and you see that buyer's premium, it could be a little shocking because you don't have a buyer's premium at the old-fashioned estate sales. So this buyer's premium, I don't know what the percentage is. Ended up being $20. It's still worth it to me. And so sometimes we usually do the local estate sales, but we're willing to drive for a good deal. Again, benefit of working from home, we can do this 2.5, 3 hour road trip unexpectedly. And so anyway, I am doing this video. You're probably not interested in prepper food. We didn't, but it's still interesting that we're doing this 3 hour trip to pick this up. So the prepper food, originally, like, I have survivalist food. We have survivalist food. Even before the pandemic, we had bought survivalist food. We like to be prepared. I don't really consider myself a prepper, but I do consider myself prepared. And even before the last 2 years, we had this stuff because, we, watch the news, see reality. There was like natural disasters, our power would go out. We just wanted to be safe, have a backup plan, and that's why we have survivalist food. That's why we know what it's worth. That's why we know a lot about it. So when he saw that listing, he knew it had value. And so originally we were probably just going to keep it for ourselves, but we might resell some because I did not know it, but Robert researched it, and people actually do resell survivalist food on eBay. So once we take a look at it, it's just the two of us. It's probably more than we need personally. So I probably most likely will resell some of it, at least to recoup the money back that we spent today to make it break even. I always love when we break even, but making a profit is the ideal situation. So this could turn into a profit scenario. So is it crazy that we're willing to drive 3 hours for this, technically 6 hours round trip? Maybe. We also wanted to get out of the house. The last week it's been raining like crazy. We haven't been able to do our walks like we want. We haven't been able to travel this month, which we normally don't travel in July anyway because of the heat, but we just needed to get out of the house. So this road trip is not an issue and we're looking forward to it. So 3 hours there. I'll try to do a little video at the house. I don't know, it could be difficult, but then I will definitely show you everything we pick up. And then sorry, I'm getting distracted by traffic. Anyway, I'll do some more video when we get closer to our final destination. And I shouldn't have said that because now it makes me think of creepy horror movies. Just a couple more thoughts. If you get into online estate sale auctions, don't bid until you read the fine print. Robert was just talking about the buyer's premium. This is a pretty low buyer's premium, but he's almost bid on estate sales where it was like 30%, 40%. And that's a lot of money. I don't always agree with buyer's premiums because if it was an actual estate sale that we go into the front door, they don't charge you anything extra. But the fact we're still driving, we're still having to pick all this stuff up. We just got to bid from the convenience of our own home. But now these estate sale companies are charging these buyer premium when what's really changed besides they don't have to deal with huge crowds. So just be aware of buyer's premium. It could be worth it, but sometimes it could be ridiculous.
Especially on the higher priced items. That's the one thing you gotta watch out for is the higher price.
Yeah.
Like if they're selling a whole bunch of expensive items, you really gotta pay attention.
Because the buyers,
you may be paying a whole lot more than you thought.
But you gotta work that in. Look at the buyer's premium, whatever your max bid is, add that buyer's premium to it, because like the buyer's premium is the percentage of your final bid. So like what Robert is saying is like if you bid on like a whole bunch of high dollar items, it's not a flat rate fee. You're gonna pay a percentage of that, and so it can turn into an extra fee like you weren't expecting. And sometimes some of these estates, like he was willing to bid for a place that was 3 hours away because sometimes they're willing to ship. This one was not. We would have picked it up no matter what because it's 12 buckets of survivalist food, and these buckets are heavy, and so the shipping costs I'm sure would have been ridiculous. So it's well worth driving the 6 hour round trip instead of paying a freight company. A couple weeks ago he had bought me a whole bunch of small collectibles from an estate sale, and ended up being like a 16 by 16 by 16 box full of collectibles, and they shipped it to us no problem for like less than $20. I really should have did a video on it. He got me some pretty cool stuff, and I've already sold half of those items. So if you do find a good estate sale that's not drivable for you, check the fine print, see if they will ship. If it's not too heavy, they usually don't really like rip you off on shipping.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
If it's an art company though, that's another thing.
Yeah.
You gotta watch these galleries. Galleries love to rip you off on shipping, and I don't know why that is, but they can add a lot of money because that's just more cost into your product.
Sure.
So I had a place that it essentially came out to like $20 per item is what it ended up costing to have the item shipped. But it was only a couple items, but it shouldn't have cost. I mean, the cost
was that the California one?
Yeah. But that's fine.
You just know your shipping rates. Keep up to date on your shipping rates so you know whether you get ripped off or not. I mean, the fact is shipping rates are incredibly high right now, like everywhere. FedEx, USPS, like UPS, just freight carriers. But you need to know what the rates are so you know whether you're getting ripped off or not. Because a lot of times, like on eBay, I'm not making money on shipping. I'm charging the buyer what USPS charges me. And then every once in a while, I will get a customer that says, oh my God, your shipping is ridiculous. And I'm like, yes it is. But unfortunately, that is the cost of shipping. I've mentioned it before numerous times. Amazon, unfortunately, with their Prime free shipping and a lot of items that aren't Prime that still qualify for free shipping, they are giving buyers unrealistic expectations that they should get free shipping everywhere. Well, we don't all own Amazon delivery trucks, so it's not fair that Amazon is basically making everyone expect free shipping for everything, whether they're buying from Amazon or not. So that's just not a reality. Shipping costs. I charge for shipping on eBay. My upfront, if you want it, you're going to pay for shipping. I realize a lot of people do free shipping, and that's great. I don't. I charge for shipping, and it works for me. But my point is, sometimes people don't realize shipping costs. So know your shipping rates. We're an hour and a half in. We just got a little rain. Nothing too bad. This is my favorite part of the drive. So pretty. Missouri can be pretty. It can be boring, and it can be pretty. Right here is a pretty part. So we're familiar with this route because this is the route that we normally take to Branson. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, the estate sale stuff that we're picking up is near Springfield, Missouri, which is on the way to Branson. So this drive is very, very familiar to us.
Clouds.
The what?
Look at the little clouds.
The little misty clouds, yes. Very, very pretty. I think we're gonna hit another storm. We're a half hour outside of our destination. I was just talking to my sister, and she's freaking out a little because we're going to Springfield, Missouri, and Springfield, Missouri has had a major uptick in COVID cases, and matter of fact, their hospital is like not accepting any more cases. Like everyone's being sent to the St. Louis hospitals, and I'm like, we're just going to this house, wearing a face mask, getting our stuff and leaving, so we're okay. But look at that creepy sky.
It's very creepy.
We are stopping at a rest stop. We're only 20 minutes away from our destination, but I really have to go to the bathroom. I'm definitely not using the bathroom at the estate sale. So
Where's that man?
this is our favorite rest stop. They have one on both sides, and
You just like it because of the man.
no, I don't like the beware of
In the wrecked car.
drunk driving, texting driving. I like it because it's of the Route 66 motif stuff everywhere. That's what I like about it.
We'll take this one.
See these little pavilions back here? They're all decorated with Route 66 stuff.
They're actual shops.
They're not actual shops, but
they
they
are.
look like they're shops, but they're not.
Oh, they're real.
It's just little pavilions where you can picnic. See? Here we go. Here's Pete's garage. We're walking Route 66. Apparently they only have garages on Route 66. Because here's Ram's garage. Merrimack Caverns. Look at, I didn't even notice that building.
Oh,
So it has Merrimack Caverns painted on the roof. You gotta be from Missouri to appreciate that, because like farmers used to have their barns. They would let you paint advertisements on it, and there were several barns with Merrimack Caverns painted on it. Doug's Diner. So it's just a nostalgia thing for people who grew up in Missouri. Kevin's Market. Floyd's Barber Shop.
That's funny.
There's the last one on the left is a little gas station. There's cute dogs over here at the, what does that say? Long's Motel 66. Larry's? Man, I need my eyesight checked. Larry's. All right. And you hear the thunder in the background? All right, we're like 2 miles away. There's some cows. It would make sense that someone that was well prepped lives in the country. Dirt, muddy roads.
That's a nice house.
It's nice. It's a nice house. It's not the house we're going to, but that's a nice house.
Is this a house?
Yes, it was in the middle of nowhere, for sure. Hello. All right, I couldn't record inside because they were quick to greet me. It's just an older style house. They got a nice little pole barn and stuff. Very woodsy, very nice. The drive here, the last 4 miles was all, yeah, you can get going, Robert. The last 4 miles was all, what's it called?
Rock Road.
Rock Road.
Unpaved.
And there is an auction, an estate auction at when we exit here, so they're definitely selling the house too through an estate. And she said all this stuff was in the basement. They just brought it up for us, so it made it super easy.
Nice.
Hold on one second. Okay, so that's everything in the back. They threw in a couple odds and ends. There's like an iron for some reason, and some
That's great.
an iron and some what's it called that you hang your clothes up with?
Clothespins.
Clothespins. I don't know why we got those, but all the other stuff is buckets of food. It looks like only 2 were open, but it made me look to see it's exactly what we expected and wanted. So
That's a lot of stuff for that price.
so extremely happy with our purchase. But
We're gonna stop.
you have to stop. Do you remember how to get out? I got it. You got it.
Yeah.
I'll turn it on in a sec. I'll turn the GPS on in a second. When we get home, we're gonna put everything in the garage. We're gonna spray it down with Lysol, and then later tonight we'll open each bucket and look at it, and then I'll add that to the end of this video so we can spread out and see exactly how much we got. But pretty sure there weren't that tons of hands touching this food, but just to be safe, we got Lysol in the garage for whenever we get our post office buckets. So we'll spray it down, inspect it tonight, and I'll add an ending on this video. All right, we are actually only 15 minutes from home. I just wanted to show you the gray clouds. It's 5:30. It doesn't get dark here till 8, and so this darkness is just because of these storm clouds. I mentioned it earlier in the video, talking about like where we were just excited to get out of the house because of all the rain. I think it's like the 7th day now straight of rain, and I think we have 4 more days of this. So it's just crazy how much rain we're getting in Missouri, and then other parts of the country are having severe heat waves. But I will say I'd rather have rain than a heat wave. So, and is that Six Flags up there? It is Six Flags. Hold on, if you're interested. I can see the 6 American flags right out front. So St. Louis does have a Six Flags in Eureka, Missouri. We usually have an annual pass. We did not get it this year. We didn't get it last year either. But I don't know. There's the Ferris wheel. There's the Screaming Eagle, Batman, all the rides. It's a fun park, don't get me wrong. It's just they had 2 really good arcades. The management changed a couple things around and kind of ruined the arcades, and so after that we didn't go as much because they took the fun out of the arcades. And I'll ride a roller coaster here and there, but I'm not a huge roller coaster fan. We basically went for the arcades. We'd rather go to Dave & Buster's. Much better arcade. So so close to being home. Now we're like, the sun is shining and it's raining like crazy.
That's strange.
That was peculiar. That was a little peculiar rain cloud. I swear I'll quit recording this storm, but then I see a rainbow. Where'd it go? I don't know. There it is. There's a rainbow. There. And then look at that storm cloud. I'm pretty sure it's like right over our house.
It is over our house.
And then past it is normal. There's the rainbow. I don't think you can see it on camera, but there is a rainbow.
I don't see a panther.
And then there's a scary...
You see the panther paw?
Oh my god. Robert loves that Skittles commercial where the guy goes into a room and there's two like windows that he opens, and one window he gets the rainbow of Skittles, and then the other rainbow he gets smacked by a panther claw.
That's what you get for being curious.
It makes no sense to me, and I didn't understand the commercial. Robert had to explain it to me. Still not for sure it makes sense to me, but it's his favorite commercial.
Well, that's what you get for thinking you're going to get two doors open with Skittles.
With Skittles rainbows.
That's right. That's life.
That's life. All right, we are home in the garage. I'm just going to do a quick video real quick. So all of them are bins with the prepackaged foods like this, and that's what we wanted. These prepackaged foods like this and this. All of these tubs are full of them except this. This one is the only one I don't know what I'm gonna do with. This is a whole container full of hard white wheat. I'll have to, don't know. That one's confusing to me, but the rest is all of the food packages in the Mylar bags. This is my most favorite. This one has not been opened. This is an extreme emergency kit. Besides the 90 servings of food, it also has the water filtration system, flashlight, solar charger, spoons, basically everything you need to go camping or have a survival kit. So I'm very happy. This other box was also a survival kit over there, but it's already been opened, and it's mostly just the food, but in the roll of toilet paper. All the other emergency stuff had been taken out of that. We were just expecting all these foods, so this is a very nice surprise. And then the only thing I'm not happy with is the wheat. I'm not saying it's not a good idea to have 45 pounds of wheat. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with it. All the other containers are the prepackaged Mylar bags of food. It's exactly what we wanted. They're all full. Pretty much all of them are filled except for one or two of them. So yeah, this was definitely worth a 5-hour round trip drive. Aren't you happy?
Yeah,
Are you pleasantly surprised?
I am.
So I just already sprayed it down with Lysol. We're gonna leave it sit in the garage for 24 hours. I'm gonna then wipe it down, just make them a little cleaner. And then I'm gonna take inventory, but I want it to sit for a while with the Lysol on it before I take a complete inventory. But just want to add this to the end of my video that, you know, it was a good in-state sell find, and it was well worth the 5-hour road trip. 5-hour road trip, round trip. It was not even 6 yet, and we're already home, so pretty cool.